Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Truth About Inflammation workshop. Hey, everybody, I'm your host, Dr. Tabor Smith. Thank you so much for being here tonight. As people are still coming into the room, please say hello in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me okay. Let me know where you're listening from. Are you in the Northwest Houston area? Are you a practice member in one of our offices? Are you listening in from somewhere else? Laureen's here. So good to see you again in here, Laureen. Vancouver, British Columbia. Awesome. All right, getting that rain. We've been getting a lot of rain here lately too. This is excuse me one second. I just read where this is the one of the most rainiest summers we've had in Houston in a really long time. Beth, hey, thanks for being here. Awesome. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. I know that there'll be more people coming in. Go ahead and just say hello. If you're watching the replay, there should be a comment section in there as well. Let me know that you're here. And I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get right to it. Inflammation and your health. I'm Dr. Tabor Smith. I've been practicing this will be my 17th year to be practicing chiropractic. Practice with my wife here in Northwest Houston, Texas. I am the executive producer of an award-winning documentary titled A Better Way. I know many of you have seen that. I'm going to go ahead and post a little button here that you should be able to click on if you want to. That'll take you to our website, our chiropractic website, but you'll be able to watch the movie from that website free of charge if you'd like to. In the movie, you'll learn that my mom passed away at the age of 47. She had a lot of different health issues. She was a diabetic. She died of a heart attack. She had heart disease. There was a lot of chronic inflammation that my mom had to deal with. Now, I know now, looking back as a doctor, how much inflammation she must have had in her body. And I wish I would have known a lot of what we're going to cover here in this lecture. I wish I would have known it back then. But I share this information so that it can help others. Stacy, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Lori, awesome. Cypress, Texas, thank you for being on. I've had a lot of different health issues myself, including severe back pain that actually led me to become a chiropractor. So we help people with pain. We help people with other health issues, just getting better. And really, getting control of inflammation is at the core of almost every different kind of disease and symptom that we can think of. Now, when I say the term inflammation, I want you to think chronic low-grade inflammation. So that's really the culprit behind everything. There's two types of inflammation. There's acute inflammation, and acute inflammation is really what happens when you injure yourself. Say you sprain your ankle and your ankle swells up. We may want to ice that. We may want to elevate that. You want to care for that, but really that inflammation is expected, and for the most part is good because it's going to kind of help bring in your immune system, help your body heal. And that's not the type of inflammation we're going to be talking about tonight. What we're going to be talking about is the second kind. We call it systemic inflammation or insidious. It can be painless. It could be silent. A lot of times heart disease is from chronic inflammation in the arteries, and people don't even know it's there until it's too late. Chronic inflammation attacks tissues on a cellular level. That's what we really want to avoid. So CLG is abbreviation for chronic low-grade inflammation. What does chronic low-grade inflammation look like? Well, like I mentioned, heart disease, maybe high cholesterol or blood pressure. People who have strokes could be suffering with chronic low-grade inflammation. Mood disorders. It could cause depression or anxiety if you have systemic inflammation. It can affect the brain. We're going to talk about how tonight, but degeneration, Alzheimer's, senility. It could affect your weight, obesity, diabetes, even cancers are associated with inflammation, joint pain, swelling, and arthritis. So many people come in our office with these three things, and there's inflammation that's causing these types of issues and pain syndromes. Atopic disorders, allergies, asthma, eczema, acne, poor recovery, poor healing, and poor immune system response. All of these things can be a cause of having chronic low-grade inflammation. What causes this type of silent inflammation? Well, there could be a lot of things that cause this. Persistent bacterial, viral, or fungal infections could cause it. Dysbiosis, if you have poor bacteria, what do they call it? The flora. If your bacteria is off in the gut, we're going to talk a lot about the gut tonight because that's really where inflammation attacks, is the gut lining, and can cause leaky gut, and that can just spill out into a lot of other different health problems. Toxins that you're exposed to can cause inflammation. Common allergens such as like food or pollen that you're exposed to. Poor diet and nutrition could be a big one. Sorry for the dings here, guys. I'm getting notifications. Metabolic syndrome, chronic stress, hormonal imbalance, our circadian rhythm. We're talking about how important sleep is when it comes to inflammation and hopefully give you some tips on how you can sleep better at night. Tissue damage when you're injured, imbalances in omega-3 and omega-6 fats. That's one thing we're going to touch on right just, I think is might even be the next slide. So important is getting your omega-3 and omega-6 fat balanced. And then also medications and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. So these are literally anti-inflammatory medications we're taking because we have inflammation, can cause more inflammation. How do you know if you have chronic inflammation? You're questioning whether you have this or not. Well, if you have high blood glucose levels, that could be a sign. If you have digestive issues, we talked about how this inflammation attacks the gut, gas, diarrhea, bloating, constipation. If you're tired all the time, if you have skin issues like eczema and psoriasis, you might have chronic low-grade inflammation in your body. If you have a lot of allergies, you'll have it definitely. Puffy face or bags under the eyes, mood swings, cognitive disorders, depression, anxiety, those can really be affected by inflammation in the gut, which then affects inflammation in the brain and can cause brain fog. If you have arthritis, joint pain in the back, and other joints, chronic recurring bronchitis, it could be a sign of chronic inflammation as well. It can then lead to autoimmune diseases. For inflammation to continue to a chronic state and cause autoimmunity, usually there's three factors that are present in the human body. Number one, you might be genetically susceptible to autoimmune diseases, and this doesn't mean that you are, it's totally genetic and you can't avoid it, but you have maybe a susceptibility to an autoimmune disease and you're genetically predisposed to a certain autoimmune disease. So remember, just because you have the gene doesn't mean you'll get the disease, but when there's inflammation present, it makes it all that much more likely. There could be environmental triggers. So something you're exposed to in your environment actually triggers the activity in your body. This could be food sensitivity, sugars, pesticides, preservatives, additives, heavy metals, a lot of other stimulants or toxins as well. Hey, Judy, thanks for showing up. Appreciate you here. Leaky gut, the lining of your intestines when functioning properly only allows small particles through your bloodstream. Okay, so inflammation allows larger molecules through your gut lining and into your bloodstream, and that causes an immune response, creates antibodies, and leads to autoimmune diseases. And then when you get leaky gut and that causes inflammation throughout the whole body, the same type of thing happens. Just like you get leaky gut that allows large molecules into your bloodstream, when your blood-brain barrier is inflamed, that blood-brain barrier is supposed to keep large molecules out of the brain. But when it's inflamed, it gets large gaps in that blood-brain barrier and allows large molecules into the brain area. So microglia, or immune cells of the brain and central nervous system, when pathogens cross that blood-brain barrier, these cells react immediately. Disruption to the blood-brain barrier and the subsequent increase in inflammation causes these cells to attack components of the blood-brain barrier, causes an increase in the brain barrier's permeability or leakiness. So now instead of, you've heard of leaky gut, it could lead to leaky brain. Your immune system develops antibodies against the damaged cellular protein that's getting in there into the brain, leading to neuroautoimmunity and can attack your own brain cells. This can lead to conditions such as dementia, Alzheimer's, and even Parkinson's if we have long-term inflammation like this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about here is balancing our omega-3s and omega-6s. This is important because in today's diet, our omega-3 to omega-6 fat balance is completely off. This comes from us eating way too many omega-6 fats and not enough omega-3s. And this is why I recommend everybody actually supplement with an omega-3 supplement. So you can get this at your grocery stores usually. But basically, you are made up of all your cells, right? All the tissues in your body are created and made up by cells. And in those cells, the lining is made up of fat. Now, what type of fat depends on the balance of omega-3 and omega-6 in your body. Inside these cells, you have these protein doors, these windows. And so omega-3s promote cell membrane fluidity. Like they can actually protect the cell. Omega-6 doesn't protect the cell as well as omega-3. So what does that mean for you? Here's what it means. Omega-6, we want to avoid these things and try to get less of these things in your diet from omega-6. So your grains, like even your corn, grain-fed animal proteins, we want to try to stick to grass-fed and organic animal meats. So I heard this actually, and I agree, is that if you can only afford either organic vegetables or organic meats, you should always pick the organic meats, because when those animals are fed corn and grains, then there's just no healthy, it's just not healthy. And so the vegetables, at least you can wash some of the pesticides off. So we want to stay away from vegetable oils as well. Corn oil, cottonseed oil, sunflowers, peanuts, soy, canola. And the things we want to focus on getting is more seafood, cold water, fatty fish, wild caught, grass-fed meats, game, range-fed eggs, flax, hemp seeds, walnuts, and then also supplement with, and that says fish oil supplements, but I really recommend a krill oil. Krill is really where the fish get their omega-3. So if you raised fish on a fish farm and you fed them all corn, then there's going to be no omega-3 in that fish that you're eating. But if you're getting krill oil, then that's harvested usually from the oceans, and that is packed full of omega-3. Here's another way to get good healthy fats in your diet, and that is to drink what I drink in the mornings, bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof coffee is awesome. I love it. You're going to get addicted to it if you try it. But these are actually my pictures from my house. This is what I put in my coffee every morning. On the left, you can see the MCT oil. That's basically a type of coconut oil. You can also use raw butter, and sometimes I switch back and forth. Butter has a great taste to it, but that's where you get the good healthy fat. Coconut oil, raw butter, those things are healthy for you. Now, the collagen peptides, I always add a scoop of collagen to my coffee in the morning as well. So good. And then also I put sometimes a little bit of unsweetened creamer in there as well. Mix it up in one of those bullet mixers, and then it's nice, frothy, foamy, great in the morning. You're gonna love that. Healthy fat is good for your cardiovascular health, your heart health, your blood vessels, your high cholesterol, high blood pressure, avoid plaques, clots, and strokes. I know a lot of people are saying, hey, you have to stay away from fat or you're going to get heart disease. That's the bad fat, okay? So you want to stay away from omega-6s, stay away from processed foods, trans fats, fast foods, junk foods, all of that that's fried and deep fried. Those are the bad fats that cause heart disease. The good fats are like the fish and the avocado and the coconut oil, raw butter. Those things are great for you and great for your cardiovascular system. So it matters what type of fat you're eating. If you're eating more good fats and even supplementing with an omega-3 or good healthy fat, you'll lower your inflammation. Healthy fat is great for your brain. You need it to process nerves, firing nerves, brain synapses. Your kids need it during development. They get a lot of their fat from breastfeeding. It's good for moods. If you're in a bad mood or you're having some types of depression, anxiety, get on an omega-3 supplement. It will help decrease inflammation and help support the brain. And then, of course, if there's any type of memory loss, Alzheimer's, any of that setting in, I would even just take omega-3 to prevent those things. But certainly, if you see any symptoms, we should definitely be on it. Good healthy fat is good for joint health, joint pain and swelling, arthritis, degenerative joint disease, just for performance and recovery. In fact, we recommend this supplement. We now sell in the office. It's part of our spinal wellness nutrition program, and it comes with 3 supplements built in. Number 1 is a joint rescue, so it's really good for the joints because glucosamine and chondroitin, all the things that help your cartilage. It has omega-3, a good healthy omega-3 in it already, so you're taking it twice a day in this supplement. And it also comes with a daily balance multivitamin. So 3 supplements in one, comes in a 1-month supply. You can just contact our office or come on in when your adjustment and ask us about it. But there are a lot of other anti-inflammatory supplements that you can get as well. These are some of the most anti-inflammatory supplements on the planet right here. Turmeric, vitamin D is a great one. Quercetin, resveratrol, boswellia, omega-3, again, one of the best. Ginger, green tea extract, cinnamon, garlic, cayenne, black pepper, clove, CBD. You might be saying, do I have to buy all of these? No, in fact, just try 1 or 2 out. Maybe even buy some for your food. These are great ingredients to put in your food, and the more that you're actually getting in your diet, the better, right? Now, another thing I will say, having practiced for 17 years, is that everybody responds a little bit differently to these anti-inflammatory supplements, meaning I could have 2 people that's having joint pain, and I give them both the same turmeric supplement, and one of them gets better, the pain goes away, inflammation goes down, and the other one doesn't, because their body just doesn't respond to turmeric like the other person's does. So, but I give them vitamin D, and their body, responds to vitamin D. So I always encourage you to try different anti-inflammatory supplements and find the one that your body really likes, because not everybody responds the same to each one of these supplements. Now, another thing I want to invite you to do here, I'm going to share our green smoothie recipe. I highly recommend greens, as much greens as you can get in your diet. It's very anti-inflammatory, but you can put a lot of those anti-inflammatory supplements in your smoothies, get a lot of green power pack nutrients out of it, very anti-inflammatory. And so we have a PDF that you can download. Should have been a little button that popped up. And that's our green smoothie list with all the recipes that we use. I'd love for you to try it out. And then what I would like you to do is, I'm going to change this where you saw my website. What you're going to see now is our private Facebook community. If you're not a part of our Facebook group yet, just hit that button that says Facebook group and then hit add or request to join the group. And when we're off of here later tonight, I'll add you to the group. But I would love for you to try some of those green smoothies that are in that PDF and then post about it in the private group. Let us know what you think about those smoothies. I've tried several of those. In fact, almost all of them we've made at my house, and the kids like them. I like them. They're tasty. We've got to eat more greens. Green leafy vegetables contain alpha-linoleic acid. It's a type of omega-3 fat that's known for its anti-inflammatory benefits. When you choose leafy greens, you want to choose darker greens. The darker, the better. And then they're more power packed. So in this study here, it found that diet abundant in green leafy vegetables may reduce the risk of chronic inflammation, and we're seeing that all over the place. So get your greens in, and I'll tell you, here it is. That's the Vibrant Greens 10 Healthy Green Smoothie Recipe DVD that you can, DVD, PDF that you can download from that link right there. Now, If you don't have time, which a lot of times in my house we don't have time, we'll create this mix using a greens powder. And we use the greens and red superfood mix that you're seeing there in that picture. We also mix it with glutamine. Glutamine is great for the gut, for decreasing inflammation, for balancing pH of the gut. Also good if you work out to kind of help with muscle recovery. Magnesium complex we'll put in this drink as well. Magnesium has so many benefits. I can't even list them all. Literally, just Google benefits of magnesium and it will be a gigantic list. So I highly recommend you get that in your smoothie or put that in your greens drink. And then you'll see that little Armora colostrum. Colostrum's are really healthy for you too. And we use that turquoise thing that you're seeing there in that image to mix it all up. So just blend it up, mix it up in some cold water, and you can get your greens in that way along with some of the other supplements as well. The colostrum, it's worth really mentioning and looking at here. There are over 5,000 published studies documenting the benefits of colostrum and its ability to optimize health in all stages of life. Colostrum intake has been linked to fewer respiratory tract GI infections in children and adults. And I mean, colostrum just has all of the nutrients in it to sustain life. We know that. That's what mamas give to their babies. So the next thing that we want to do to decrease inflammation is to move the body. Exercise is very important when it comes to reducing inflammation. Research shows that regular exercise reduces overall fat mass and adipose tissue inflammation, which is known to contribute to systemic inflammation, that chronic low-grade inflammation we've been talking about. Exercise also reduces stress, improves sleep, which can decrease inflammation, and it just helps you control everything in the body. Really, it gets oxygen to all your tissues, helps with healing, and I recommend you do it outside. Even if you're not running or jogging, just go for a walk outside, get that vitamin D. I know it could be hot out there, but you don't have to stay outside all day in the sun. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Get that good, healthy vitamin D that's anti-inflammatory as well. Your body will thank you. It will start to decrease the stress in your life when you start moving, exercising, and getting more oxygen. Another thing to reduce stress is meditation, yoga, deep breathing. Really, it is about oxygen that decreases inflammation and stress hormone levels in the body. You could, of course, just try to lower your stress from the relationships around you. Maybe spend less time with the people that really stress you out. That might be a good idea. Get more sleep, right? Set up a sleep schedule. Have a fixed bedtime and a fixed time when you wake up in the morning. I always say you need 8 hours of sleep. So you need to go to bed 9 hours before you have to get up, because it's going to take about an hour to fall asleep in most cases, or at least it does for me. So go to bed 9 hours before you have to get up. That'll make sure that you get 8 hours of good sleep. Give yourself 30 minutes to wind down at night before you go to sleep. Put yourself in a state of calm, maybe some soft music, light stretching, reading, meditation. Do your spinal molding rolls. And by the way, I'm going to switch this button here again and encourage you, if you haven't or you don't know what spinal molding is, I encourage you to join our 21-day spinal hygiene challenge, where I will walk you through for 21 days in a row. You'll get an email from me and I will walk you through how to do spinal hygiene exercises. This is important to get these exercises in your every single day to help improve the health of your spine and nervous system, which will absolutely help you decrease inflammation in the body and pain, and just help you live a healthier, happier life, period. But you want to avoid screens, so bright lights in your face, right? You want to start turning them down a couple of hours before bed. Start turning those lights off. The screen light can hinder the production of melatonin in your body, and it promotes mental stimulation for your brain. It's just really hard to go to sleep when we have those phones in our face, right up until we go to bed. And other ways to get more oxygen in the body and decrease inflammation is hyperbaric oxygen therapy. We have this in our Cypress office. All the systems in your body rely on oxygen for making energy. So if our blood didn't move oxygen that we breathe, into our organs, cells, and tissues, we wouldn't be able to carry out normal functions such as moving muscles, digesting, thinking. Our blood keeps us alive because of oxygen. Well, with hyperbaric oxygen, it can actually increase your blood oxygen levels up to 400% because you're under pressure, you're breathing high percentages of oxygen, and it's pushing blood not only in your red blood cells where oxygen usually lives, it's actually pushing more blood into your blood plasma, which can really oxygenate those tissues. So benefits of hyperbaric oxygen therapy include increased blood flow, decreasing inflammation and swelling, weakening infection-causing bacteria. We have people who like get sick all the time. They'll start doing hyperbaric oxygen and their immune system will come up because bad bacteria can't live in high oxygen environments. So when you're in the hyperbaric oxygen chamber, the bad bacteria dies and all the good bacteria in the gut starts growing again. Increasing the body's ability to fight free radicals, stimulating growth of new blood vessels. That's the reason we bought the hyperbaric oxygen chamber in the first place, was for my son who has had some open heart surgeries. And so after a surgery, he could use hyperbaric oxygen therapy to grow more blood vessels and heal from that surgery. It also helps stimulate the release of stem cells and boost the immune system. So I love hyperbaric oxygen therapy. This is our unit right here. We have a walk-in seated hyperbaric oxygen chamber in the office. We use it with red light therapy as well. You could look into red light therapy. It's been shown to increase circulation and also reduce pain. The wavelengths of near infrared light penetrate deep into the tissues, promoting vasodilation, enhancing blood flow. And we use it in conjunction with the hyperbaric oxygen chamber. So you can see my son Jaden, he's the one who's had some heart surgeries before. He's laying on the red light there. He'll lay there for 10 to 20 minutes. And then him and his brother will both jump in the hyperbaric oxygen chamber and get oxygenated right there. And they do great. They're 10 years old and they do awesome inside the chamber. Now, one of the last things I'm going to talk to you about is getting adjusted, but not just getting adjusted randomly, getting adjusted regularly. I truly believe that getting adjusted in rhythm helps your body heal almost better than anything else. Your spine and nervous system control everything in your body, including the regulation and release of inflammation and stress hormones. So getting adjusted in rhythm, it helps boost, and there are real benefits when your body can heal in regular rhythmatic chiropractic adjustments. Sorry, having a hard time speaking today, I think. But I had this conversation with a patient earlier, Roger, you might even be on here. And I was talking about like how there are different levels of benefit in our chiropractic office. And there's like a superficial level. And that superficial level of benefit in our office is just when you get adjusted, you feel better. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I love it when someone comes in pain, they come in the office, they're in pain, they get adjusted, and they just feel better. That's awesome. But that is the most superficial layer of benefit that you would get in our office. The next layer happens when you come in rhythm and regularly. When you get in that rhythm of getting adjusted, the systems inside your body start to balance. See, the nervous system controls homeostasis. Homeostasis is balance. So now your rest and digest, your fight or flight system, your hormones start to balance. And so your body adapts to stresses in your life better. You feel better, you heal better, you have a stronger immune system. That's a deeper level of benefit in our office when you're coming regularly to get adjusted. And guess what? That's not the deepest level. So we talked about the superficial level where you just get adjusted, you feel better. The deeper level is when you come regularly and your body starts to balance and you really express health. Now, at the deepest level is when you really start to see this paradigm or this, what I call chiropractic philosophy. And it's this. You start to realize that your body's amazing. It's beautifully and wonderfully made, and that it is designed to express health. You were designed to express health. You were born to be healthy. But see, there are things in this world that interfere with the proper function of your body, and they cause what we call dis-ease. Dis-ease. Your body's not at ease anymore. And guess what that leads to? Disease. That's where the word comes from. So when your body is out of balance and there's interference from whatever it is, traumas, toxins, thoughts, all different kinds of things that can interfere with the function of your body. So then you don't express health anymore. But the patients in our office who, I told Roger this morning, I said, they just get it, right? They've been here long enough. They see this. They've been in these workshops. They get it. They're like, hey, my body was designed to be health. I just need to remove the interference and give it what it needs to thrive. And it will heal. That's the most amazing thing that you can realize about your body. If I get a cut on my finger, it can heal. Well, anything else can heal as well. My headache can heal, my spleen, liver, my heart can heal. I just need to remove the interference and give my body what it needs to express the health it was designed to express. That's the deepest benefit that you can get from being in our office. And I hope you all get that. Okay, so we're going to wind down here with some dangerous beliefs. One dangerous belief is that drugs work. Look, I get it. If you have inflammation, you think you need to take an anti-inflammatory. And you know what? In the short term, maybe you do. If you're in a lot of pain and you just need something to help you cover up that pain for a moment, then yeah, you could take an anti-inflammatory, you could take a pain pill, sure. But is that pill going to make you healthier? Is it going to fix the cause of the problem? In 99% of the cases, no. In fact, check out this study. In a 6-year study of nearly 1,700 people with hip and knee arthritis, researchers from the Netherlands determined that individuals who routinely took NSAIDs or anti-inflammatories for pain management had a 240% increase in the development of hip arthritis and a 320% increase in the development of knee arthritis compared to those individuals who rarely used those drugs. Now, the authors went on to state they didn't know whether it occurs because the actual effect of the drug or just because the person eliminated the pain and now they're walking on a damaged joint too much, right? So who knows why, but the people who took the anti-inflammatories had way worse problems from what they were trying to fix, right? Because the anti-inflammatory, the medication didn't fix the problem, didn't even address the problem, actually made the problem worse. Well, what about corticosteroids? Researchers from Taiwan looked at 2.6 million people who received a short steroid burst during the study. They were all low-risk people with average age of about 38. Regardless of their overall health and young age, the rates of GI bleeds, so bleeding in your intestines, sepsis, so infection in your body, heart failure, were alarmingly high, with 2.7% of the treated population developing GI bleeds, 1.3 per thousand suffering from heart failure. In 2019, doctors from Boston University injected 459 patients presenting with hip and knee arthritis with intra-articular corticosteroids. Over the next 2 to 15 months, 8% of them develop serious complications, the most common being accelerated joint destruction. So injecting those corticosteroids and anti-inflammatories into your joints might help your pain for a couple minutes, but it's not going to fix the problem. Covering up your symptoms with a drug is not the answer. So don't be this person right here. I'm going to read through this because there's so many people out there that says, I take aspirin for the headache caused by Zyrtec that I take for the hay fever I got from the Relenza, for the uneasy stomach from the Ritalin I take for the short attention span caused by the Spectroderm TS that I take for my motion sickness I got from Lomatil, which I take for diarrhea caused by Xenical, for the uncontrolled weight gain from the Paxil I take for the anxiety from Zocor, that I take for my high cholesterol because exercise, a good diet, and regular chiropractic care are just too much of a trouble. So exercise, good diet, take your supplements and get adjusted regularly. And then you won't have to take those anti-inflammatories so much. Now, this is a wellness paradigm. I want you to put yourself somewhere on this paradigm where we have, either signs, symptoms, disability, or maybe you are aware of these things and you're getting education and you're growing and you're feeling better and you're moving over into the high level of wellness. Well, I want you to realize that this continuum is not flat like this. In fact, what it is it's more like this, because everyone is aging and nobody will survive this thing called life. Nobody lives forever. So we're constantly sliding down this hill as we age. So in order to stay where you are, you have to do something to just stay where you're at. And if you actually want to increase your wellness and increase your health, you've got to do more. And so hopefully you're joining us on these calls, you're joining our private Facebook group. Hopefully you have a chiropractor you're going to regularly, you're getting adjusted, and you're doing these things so that you can stay on that right side of the screen, high level of wellness, and you can age the way that you want to age. And we're not stuck in hospital or some other kind of facility. Another dangerous belief is that there's nothing that can be done. If you think that, and you're probably not even making it this far in the workshop if that's you, but if some of your friends and family think that it's not worth it, there's nothing that can be done, I'm just stuck in the situation, I want you to listen to Matt's testimony here. He posted this as a review on our website, a 5-star review. He said, I've seen experts and doctors for nearly a decade and a half, and 0 of them were able to help me with health problems. Ulcerative colitis, blood in stools, urgency, 20 plus visits to the toilet daily, sinusitis, allergic rhinitis, severe pain on all my body, severe sensitivity to foods and anything outside, migraines, vertigo, lack of sleep, weakened body, leaky gut, irritability, hopelessness, depression, anxiety, bedridden, and inability to leave the house for years, and on and on. I suffered until Dr. Tabor Smith at A Better Way Chiropractic. He looked at my spine, which no one doctor ever considered, and that's where we discovered the root issue. I've been seeing him for only 2 months now, and nearly all my symptoms have vanished. I highly recommend getting your spine checked and seeing a chiropractor that searches for the root problem for symptoms, as they will be able to help you. So, as you notice there, we changed our name from Pure Life Family Wellness to A Better Way Chiropractic now. That's what we're known as. In fact, on this next one, if a lot of people, they may think that there's nothing they can do, but they also think that if I just do nothing, my problems will go away. Well, that's not the case either. And Adriana says here in her 5-star review, my visit to A Better Way Chiropractic was excellent. From the moment I arrived, they made me feel very good. The doctors were very professional, and the recommendations they gave me were incredible. And the treatment has been excellent. And I gradually saw the changes. I'm very happy, and I recommend them. So there is hope. In fact, I want to leave you with this. This is my story, and I want to share with you how deep this goes if you really start to understand the philosophy of chiropractic, the natural health philosophy that we teach our patients in our office. And if you start with this, what I want you to look on your screen here is start in that picture on the top left corner of your screen. That picture of those pill bottles, that represents me when I was growing up. I was a teenager. I had severe joint pain, low back pain shooting down my legs. I was taking anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxers, pain pills all the time, trying to cover up my pain so I could do what I wanted to do, and it wasn't working. It was just getting worse. And thank God I met a chiropractor who taught me what he could about health and how the spine and nervous system is so important. And I started getting adjusted, and my pain, I was completely pain-free. So I want you to realize I'm going down a path taking all these medications. I meet a chiropractor, and it changes my life. That's why I wanted to go to chiropractic school. But that second picture there in the middle on the left, that's a picture of my mom. That's me and my brother there on her sides. And that's one of the only pictures I have of her when she's not sick, because she grew up in a different paradigm, a different philosophy. In fact, she passed away at the age of 47, taking 21 prescription medications. And like I said, you'll know that if you look at our movie. I'm going to put that back up here. If you go to our website, you can watch that movie. But I was headed down that path too, taking all those medications as a teenager. And thank God the chiropractic philosophy changed my life. And now that picture down there on the bottom left of your screen, that was my son Jaden when he had his first open heart surgery. And so Jaden was born into this chiropractic philosophy. Yes, we still love and trust our medical doctors, and I thank God that there are skilled pediatricians that could do open heart surgery on my son. They're great. I appreciate the medical system and what they can do for emergency medicine. But when it comes to building health and long-term wellness, the medical system, today's day and age, our healthcare system today is not going to help you build long-term health and wellness. So as soon as my son's surgery was over, we started supporting him with nutrition and chiropractic adjustments and all those good things that helped his body heal, because we realized he was born and designed to express health. And sometimes we need some help from the medical system, but then it's our responsibility after that to build health and wellness for the long term. And that picture that you're seeing there on the right of my family, I always say we do what we do in our office so that pictures like that can exist. Healthy, happy families. So if you're in the Northwest Houston area, around Cypress, that's my office. Montgomery, that's Dr. Steve. And then we also will have a Memorial City location that is coming end of August as well. Dr. Brittany will be over there. So anywhere in Houston, we got you covered. Check out our website at betterwaychiropractic.com. Feel free to reach out and ask any questions that you have. I'm always here to help. So I hope that was beneficial, and I really appreciate every single one of you for being on the workshop tonight. I will see you soon. Y'all have a wonderful evening and stay well, my friends.